Good. Smithville Board of Aldermen meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have a short agenda because we had a shorter period of time between meetings. So first item on the agenda, City Administrator's report.
I will be very brief. There are 3 items in the report on some construction throughout town. Long story short, you can't get there from here, which seems to be the story of most of the metro area. We are truly in construction season. I did want to provide an update of a meeting that has occurred since the city administrator's report was published with the agenda. Last Thursday afternoon, Gina, Jack, and Will from our development department met with Snyder and Associates, who are doing the South Overlay project. They reviewed the survey results from the Joint Planning and Zoning Commission and Economic Development Committee engagement session held late August, early September. Based on the results of the information, staff and Snyder and Associates worked to launch an online feedback platform for public regarding the South Overlay District. That information we plan to have posted by mid-October, and that then will allow a 2-week period of time for public comment on the information there. Following the public engagement, the Board of Aldermen will review the draft plan for feedback. So we still anticipate completion of the South Overlay Plan by the end of the year. That is all I have for updates in my report.
Thank you. Next item on agenda is number 4. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3040-24, rezoning corner of 169 and W Highway, second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski.
Aye.
Alderman Wilson.
No.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Russell.
No.
4-2.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance changing the zoning classifications or districts of certain lands located in the city of Smithville, Missouri, located at the southeast corner of 169 and W highways.
Thank you. Next item is number 5. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3041-24, amending Chapter 400 and Chapter 425, first reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Russell.
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Wilson.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending sections of Chapter 400 of the zoning code and Chapter 425 of the subdivision code pertaining to fees and costs.
Thank you. Next item is number 6. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3042-24, amending the business license fees, first reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Wilson.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Russell.
Aye.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Kabilski.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending the business license regulations of the city of Smithville, Missouri.
Thank you. Next item is number 7. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3043-24, adopt the fiscal year 2025 operating budget for the first reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. I want to thank Rick and staff for getting this pulled together on time. It's the 1st of October. And we've all had plenty of time to review all the items and get those things in the budget we needed to address the needs of the communities, not all the ones, but definitely the needs. So I do appreciate that. Any discussion from the board?
Yeah, I have a question, Mayor. Just for clarification, does this include any of the funds for the 15% increase on proposed increase on tax on the water and sewer?
This includes everything that we've discussed. It incorporates the assessed valuation, the mill rate that you all set last week, and water and sewer rate increases. We have a public hearing scheduled associated with the rate increases for the next meeting in conjunction with second reading of the budget.
Okay, sir. So for clarification, we're voting on a bill when we haven't even approved the funding for it yet? Is that correct?
It's all included as part of this. That sets those
So
those rates.
okay, so
Mhm.
we're voting on this before the funding is included. Is that what I'm understanding, right? We have not voted yet on the if we do a rate increase or not. We haven't voted for that yet.
This incorporates the rate increase as part of the budget. That is included as in the second reading of the budget. That is the process that we followed for as many years as collective memory.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Kibelski,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
No.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
5-1.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance adopting the fiscal year 25 annual operating budget for the city of Smithville, Missouri, and authorizing the expenditures of funds for municipal services.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 8, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1406, leak adjustment.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1406, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 9, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1407, temporary liquor license.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Kelly,
I abstain.
thanks.
Oh.
All those in favor of approving resolution 1407, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. One abstain. Next item on the agenda is number 10, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Resolution 1408, preliminary plat for Clay Creek Meadows subdivision.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. We do have one public comment. Mr. Doug is here. Hey, he's got the podium this time, so no table. I know you've been here before, but just as a reminder, you have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Doug Cercioni, 728 Spellman Drive. I think everybody here knows we need some of this higher density living in the city for expand our community. My primary issues, I think, are around some of the visibility and presentation of it. This is in the northern neighborhood, with both Melissa and Russell and Alderman Russell are the alderman for. We referenced the comprehensive plan on numerous occasions. Within it, it talks about the northern neighborhood. It talks about the corner of W and 169 being a northern gateway into the city. It repeatedly talks about keeping the small town feel of our lovely town. I think pretty much all it points to the fact that points to green space being needed in different areas. The preliminary plot currently does not show any green space between 169 and the development. Talked to Mike a little bit beforehand, and then he said that is something that they're looking at. They have done something similar with the entrance at Lake Meadow, which I totally agree with. It's, that's similar to what was done with Rock Creek down the road. The density of this, I think, is a little higher than some people wished it would be, but that's something we can probably live with. The time will tell how that works out with the parking and everything else with the issues we know we have with Clay Creek at times. The other thing I wanted to bring up, and I also talked with Mike a little bit about, we have the trail on this in phase 2 that ties over to the OK Railroad Trail that's in the future. One thing I would like to see is the fourplex that's on lot 24, or excuse me, lot eliminated. This creates a little more green space at the head of the trail connecting into the OK Trail that could potentially be used for, maybe a gazebo or something like that, just a little more green space for the neighborhood that the families in the area could use. With the density that it is, doesn't seem to be as much green space as we have currently in Clay Creek. So I was just looking for a little bit of an option to add a little bit more green space that families, the kids, anybody could use that's in that neighborhood. One thing I did notice in the planning and zoning, it made reference to sewer capacity in the northern area for this, and I think it's anything over about 150 units would max that out. I did not see that listed in the packet, and maybe I just missed it. But I think we all agree that we need this type of housing added to our lovely community. And, issues with some things, but I think going forward would be good for the city in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Questions? All those in favor of approving resolution 1408, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
4-2. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, public comment. Any others, Linda? Next, we have appointments for planning and zoning. First one is Rob Scarborough, who's been serving in planning and zoning. He filled a partial term, I think. So this will be his first full term. So with that, I appoint Rob Scarborough to planning and zoning. Clerk, please call a roll.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Kibelski,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins, Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Next item is John Wallace, replacing Deb Dotson. Deb has served a couple terms now. And as before stated, I usually appoint people to 2 full terms before they get to take a nice little break. So she'll have at least a year off. John has served on EDC up until now and probably continue to do so for a little while. So with that, I'll appoint John Wallace to planning and zoning. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Kibelski,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Jack, you got a full P and Z again. Any new business? No? With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn regular session.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Stand adjourned. Thank you.
That was ridiculously fast.